Hello, my name is Fernando and I am a software developer at BAASS. Today we're going to be talking about web reports. The BAASS Web Reports is a tool that allows the BAASS team or the customer to create any type of reports they need. We can easily customize and present your data in a friendly and easy format. When we install the solution, it comes with out-of-the-box reports that you can use them or customize depending on your needs. An important point is that reports can only be viewed by users with permission to that report. So different teams and users can only see certain reports. This way we make sure that only the right people are looking at your data. The web reports can also be customized to join multiple companies, side-by-side comparison, and much more. On this page, we can see a list of reports that this user has access. Let me show you the functionality on how to use the web reports. The first thing that you'll see when we execute this report are the parameters, if this report was configured to have parameters. In this example, we have a date and a list, but we have all sorts of parameter types like a free text, number, list, date, time, a list coming from another report like a list of customer, vendor, items, anything. We also have a user-specific parameters to filter data to certain users. So if your user is an employee and you have a time card report, it would only show time cards from that employee. Once we run this report, we show data as it was designed and configured in a smart grid. So you can slice and dice your report. For example, you can change things on this report to best suit your needs. Changing columns is as easy as dragging and dropping it in different places. You can also remove columns if you don't need them, filter by specific columns, and even group by any columns. So I can rearrange my report by dragging things around. I can also remove columns if I don't need them, and filtering by certain columns. Let's say I only want this and this employee, and transaction type this. We can also group it by, let's say, customer, and let's say type. So we have grouped by those two. We have also configured to summarize some columns to make it easier if you need some calculations. So each grouping has the calculations here. Now let's say that you need to run this report every week or every month, and you need the report in this format. From here, you can create a preference so you will always have the report the way it works for you. Each user can have a different preference, so the report is custom for each one of them. So if I come here to create a preference, every time that I come to this report, it's going to look exactly the same. And once you have the report in the way you like, you can export to Excel or even generate graphs out of it. So I can come here and export this to Excel. And my report should be exactly as I formatted it in here. The reports are always available in the application, but in case you need the report every day, every week, or every month, you can subscribe to the report and have it delivered to your email. So I can come here and subscribe to a once a day, once a week, once a month, or any other that we can configure here. You can have this report as an attachment or as a list to your email, and you can identify this report by writing a body and a subject here. Another example I would like to show is a header detail style, different from this one that is a flat list. This report was configured to have no parameters, so the data is presented right away. A new functionality that you will notice here is that you can expand each line. So this is great for sales orders, invoices, and any other type of header detail situation. So I can come here and export each line to see the details. So if this was a sales invoices, I see the invoice here with the detail lines in here. This report was also configured to have a PDF export function where you can see your data in a Word document that you can design yourself. Once you upload your Word template into the application, you will be able to map all fields in the application, and the application will replace it with the actual values. So this would be your template, you design it, and the application would replace it for you. I would also like to show you another great feature of the web report. If you have a report that you constantly need to extract and provide to your customers or vendors, you can use the customer self-service to give access to specific reports to external people. Once your vendor or customer receives their credential, they will have access to their portal and the reports they have access to. So you can give specific reports to those customers or vendors, and they will only have access to this report. You give them the credentials, and they are going to be able to come to their portal, type the credential, and only see the reports they are allowed to. And most importantly, only the data that they are allowed to see. So now they can export it themselves. Same functionality as before. Everything that you would be able to do, they are able to do here as well. Filtering, columns. Now let's move on to alerts. Alerts is an extension of the web reports. You can set up to receive alerts on anything that happens to your data. For instance, if you have low inventory or if a sales order bigger than $10,000 was created, you can set up to be notified. Once those events happen, you will receive an email with that information. For this example, I want to show you two simple ways to create alerts. The first one is based on a schedule, and it will send you an email on a schedule you selected. Let's say you want to know if any changes happen to your customer by the end of every day. Here you can design your alert and how it will look like on the email by picking up the table, the columns, and the company. You can also set up your email to whom you should send, how it's going to look like, and what is the body on the template, subjects and such. And finally, you can say what time, how many times a day, what is the schedule you want the email delivered to you. Here is how it's going to look on the email. You type your template, what you want it to be on subject and the body, and here is the data that got changed during that period. So those customers got changed, and this was inserted and this was removed. The second example is an alert based on a trigger. As soon as something happens in your database, the alert will send you an email. For instance, if a vendor is created, updated, or deleted, you will get notified right away. Same idea here, you design how your email is going to look like. And here is how you would get the email. The last thing that I would like to show you is the dashboards. Dashboards uses the web reports in the background to present data when you log in. It's the landing page for the user. You can set up to have different reports in different formats like graphs, lists, summarized numbers. As you can see here, I have a list, two lists, a pie chart, a bar chart, and a line chart, and as well as a summarized number from another report, and as well as links. Like reports, dashboards have permission, so you can create different dashboards for different users. And you can also have multiple dashboards if you wanted to. To summarize today's presentation, we talked about the web reports and how you can present any report according to the client's requirements and needs. Each user can customize their reports and create multiple preferences. You can export and see your data in different formats like Excel, PDF, graphs. Subscribing to a report will allow you to receive the report on a schedule you need. The customer self-service gives external people, like your customers or vendors, access to reports. Most importantly, the data is filtered, so they only see what's allowed for them to see. We also talked about BAASS alerts. You can get notified if anything happens to your data, either by a schedule or a trigger. Alerts also allow you to get notified in very specific scenarios like low inventory or a sales order bigger than X amount of dollars. And finally, the dashboards. Each user can have different dashboards and the data can be presented in various formats. That's it for today. If you have any question, the BAASS team is here to help you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.